for. Um, I I want to make two things. I want to make a CC rant, and I want it to be a CC rant where I talk about my one legitimate issue with the community, and it is follow through.
Listen, dog, I'm sorry, I'm busy!
Do you think literally what I had just said about having two videos that I have fully scripted and not recorded, that I'm not even editing them. Susie's gonna be editing them. I just have to record my lines and send it to them. To send it to her, and that's it. Like I have no concept to follow through. You like Sarah Dust, like a bunch of people I've worked with. Like it's Susie and Aaron Tempest, and
My
then like the children.
my issue isn't necessarily follow through. It's that I'm fuck shit busy, and then I get blind because stuff uh so I my recurring problem, this is why, like I've said 1,000 times, you can never be annoying when it comes to reminding me to do shit, because what'll happen is I'll get fucking slammed. I'll get so fuck shit busy. Uh Stuff will happen, we'll set a time, we'll schedule stuff, and then I want to do it. Like, it's not like I'm ignoring you, it's not like I'm trying to get around doing something. But
Mhm.
I get so busy, and then once the busyness clears, I'm so tired and out of it because I've been in it for so long that I've just completely fucking forgotten.
Yeah, so that's what I was saying. Like we'll wait till after Halloween.
Yeah.
But like, dude, okay, better. How about this one? Um, First of all, I'd like to say that like Saradas is one of my best friends in the entire world. So when I'm saying this, it is not me saying I hate him or I even dislike this part about him. It's just that like this is the biggest example of this problem. The Ruby try-op is so good.
It is. I know it is.
That
I've seen
script
it.
is that that script is unbelievably good. The problem is that I immediately recorded my lines and sent them to him. And Saradas is like, I got your lines, and I'm like, cool. And then I went up to the Middle East, and I was like, Saradas, by the way, you gonna start editing that video? And he's like, so you know how you sent me a Mediafire link that I forgot to download? It's gone. So I had to like get my dad to send the lines to me so I could send them to Saradas.
Jeez.
I could not trust my dad to send them to Saradas. Um, and so in June, I send the lines to Saradas. And like maybe 4 days ago, 5 days ago, I'm sitting in call with Saradas, and he's like, "Should I play this game or should I script this video?" And I was like, "You should edit the Ruby try-op." And he's like, "You're right. I should start editing the Ruby try-op." And I'm like, "You should what? What verb did you just use?" He's like, "Edit." And I'm like, "No, no, no. Before that, start." And then he opens up his editing software and it's like, "All right, I have started editing the video. Aaron didn't send me his avatar stills, so I can't use any of them for his opening lines." And I'm like, I'm gonna kill myself. And he's like, "Well, don't worry. We can wait on Aaron to get me the avatar stills while I record my lines."
I sometimes. What's good, Justin?
Hello.
Hello.
Are you ready to not unhear something?
Sure.
Your chat deserves this.
Okay. By the way, today was Impaled, so I am drawing Ishi getting stabbed, as is his want.
Yeah. Many times.
Hey, Justin, I want to fight you.
Die.
Avi wants to fight you.
Why?
He desires lightsaber battle.
Why? I thought
Because he feels like you are the kind of person who yearns for a true rival in combat.
but he doesn't like Star Wars, so does
I
he
kind
know the 7 forms of
okay.
lightsaber?
First of all, I
Seven
may
forms.
not like the story of Star Wars, but I love lightsabers.
He says, I don't like the story of Star Wars, but I like lightsabers.
I mean, that's universal. What's the... That was the viral TikTok, right? It was like, Min, what do you want? A lightsaber. Buy us a lightsaber. I don't care about flowers. I don't care.
Buy me a lightsaber. All right, so tell me this thing that I can't
the comedian, one of the comedians I like, I think his name is Gianmarco Scorsese.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck spelling that.
Okay.
He's a lovely Jewish man.
Right.
Motherfucker.
Someone in his audience snorted like really loud.
Yeah.
So, and he was like, "Oh, who's the snorter? Oh no, don't be sorry. I love it. Just keep going." And then he paused to let the laughs happen, and then we heard the snort like loud and clear again. And he leaned on his mic stand and went, "You know, snorting's like the squirting of comedy. You know, you don't want it all the time. When you get it, you just feel special." I was like, "Stop!"
I hate that.
I'm so glad he put it into words. He put it into the exact cursed way I hoped a Jewish comedian would.
That's terrible. Go to work.
Well, I just got
Goodbye.
back from my overnight shift.
Hey, Justin, what's your home address?
I didn't say it.
8412 Dungeons and Dragons Highway.
Well, it's the gigantic clock tower. You can't fucking miss it. Or apparently you can, from how many Uber fucking drivers have disappeared.
They shrimply vanish. Yeah, like...
Listen, I don't know how to explain to you that if you're more than, like, 10 minutes late with my food, what happens to your mortal soul is no longer my problem.
I guess, like, before I go upstairs to go to bed, because I haven't slept, like, just in general, I have this issue with like, people in the CC, like, having an issue committing to projects and having them go under, or be, like, the project with... Okay, because here's the thing. I was talking about this with John yesterday. The video with me and Aaron that was on Metagalade that took 7 years to make was supposed to be a video with me and John. And that was supposed to be the bit. And because we waited too long and didn't just set aside 2 days to sit and hammer it out and have the script done, it ended up going completely under for 7 years until I went to Aaron Tempest Senpai and was just like, "Hey, can you please help on hands and knees? Oh, sorry." Like that. And then and it, like, the video that I'm doing with Autumn that might be coming out soon, like, we literally changed 5 words in the script from 2019 or 2018 to now. Yep. It's like, yep, no, everything here still stands. Let's just change pronouns.
I was gonna say my big one is I'm working on a video TM that is going to be probably the longest commentary I'm ever gonna make.
Damn.
And I was repeatedly like, "Oh man, it's been so long. There's no way that this is still gonna be relevant." Like, I fucked it up. And then I'm so glad Lio is here, because then I looked in the mod chat of Senate and was like, "Oh, no, it's still relevant."
Yeah, man. Thanks, by the way, for the tag out. I need to go sleep because I haven't slept.
Go sleep.
I also have not slept.
How is your funny robot convention?
It wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. The vendors were kind of not to the normal standard, unfortunately, but I got to meet a lot of people, so that was good.
That's cool. It's always worth it if you get to make some connections and meet some people.
Well, I had one funny incident where I was talking to a YouTuber I talk to sometimes named Rodimus Primal.
Mm-hmm.
And as I'm talking to him, I'm noticing a younger man, who's next to him, like looking at me kind of funny. And I am literally standing there wearing a Thundercat shirt. And the dude looks at me and says, "Are you Lio Convoy?" I said, "I don't know, man. Maybe if I call you a mentally stunted halfwit, you'll pick it up."
There it
He's
is.
like, "I knew it." I'm like, "Yeah, if I yell at somebody, you'll recognize it."
That is how it goes, unfortunately.
Well, that's fine. I mean, he wasn't negative. I'm actually surprised that I didn't get punched in the face. For two reasons. Number one, I am a dick, and not everybody likes being around me. And number two, there's also another guy within like the Transformer community that's somewhat well known, who goes by the moniker of C16 Lio Convoy. And I've actually had people almost assault me thinking I was that guy at a previous BotCon.
Jesus!
Yeah, he's like a needlessly dickish individual sometimes. So, but no, it's okay. Got to meet some really decent people. Got to buy some Transformers. So, all in all, decent.
All in all, a good time then. Worth the trip, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, it better be. I've spent a couple thousand on it. But, like, I do find it amazing how I can literally put on my main profile, "Hey, I'm out of town till here. Don't message me unless it's an emergency." And I still come home to 400 messages.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it is. And then, of course, we had the worthless piece of garbage decide to show his face again.
Yeah, not particularly surprised.
And I still have some witless morons going on about how you should do a proper response. My response is only, I just hope he dies. Like, why are people sitting there saying, well, he needs to address it properly? It's pretty obvious he doesn't want to. It's pretty obvious he doesn't care. He's intentionally trying to hurt people. So stop giving this moron chances. And I swear, if anybody trips over themselves to excuse this guy, I'm going to burn them to the ground too.
I wouldn't blame you.
Scumbag.
Commit arson.
Commit violence.
Well, that is my MO.
It's true. I can't blame you. I'm not too far off at this fucking point. I'm like, okay, so he's slowly relisting videos, huh? Alright, cool. And then I get a fucking DM from Peaches, who's like, he relisted all his videos on me. And I'm like, what?!
Yes, I am very, very angry right now. And I've had to talk myself down from doing certain things. So,
I can't fucking believe it! I can't believe it!
He's evil. And he
And
likes being evil. And that community's let him continue to be evil, and he knows he'll get a free pass from them because he made friends with them.
I've lost my fucking mind. Of all of the fucking videos.
Yeah, he did it to hurt her. That's who he is. He's that egotistical and arrogant. Gotta mute.
Unfucking believable.
it's very believable. He's a scumbag.
Well, it's not even that. Like, it's... Like, what we're not gonna do is pretend that he's not a bad person. Like, objectively. Like, I'm not gonna fucking fight that accusation at this point. But, like, it's fucking idiotic at this point to be, like, Mr. Careful Manipulator, Mr. Careful Optics. That's the thing that blows my mind, is, like, if you wanted to come off as, like, the ooh-woo victim, why the fuck would you do that? Like, from a purely, like, borderline sociopathic view of it, like, if I wanted to come across as the bigger person and, like, win that moral argument, I wouldn't do that. Because it just looks better to not, you know? I can't... I'm just stunned. Not even that he did it, just that he would be so stupid as to fucking botch an easy clap. Like an easy W for a moral victory if he wants to do it. Fucking... Still not over that, by the way. He had some balls. It's true. Oh no, I'm not surprised. I'm putting together a video, like I've said, responding to, like, everything. That's why I've been waiting on it a little bit, is because I heard rumors that he was gonna do something, so I sat on my hands for a little bit, because I wanted to see if he'd, like, properly respond, but I don't know how much I care at this point. And ultimately, like, the point that I keep coming to, because it blows my mind, is like, a lot of people are gonna make a lot of accusations, and most of them deserved, but, like, one of the big ones that I've not seen anyone mention, that kind of blows my mind that nobody's mentioned, is that, like, does anybody else find it, like, incredibly weird that the people he keeps, like, hiding behind are fucking, like, AFABs? Like, it's all women. It's all women and AFAB non-binaries. Like me. Like, he doesn't tone police people like Lio, but because Lio went off on Luke, for example, didn't tone police Lio, tone policed me. And all of the people that he's been fucking with, exactly, they're all women. They're all women and AFABs. And I can't... Thank you for the follow! And I don't know. I noticed that pattern while I was scripting. Because, like, constantly, he'll do it. He does it in that first shit response, too. Where he uses his fucking victim's trauma as a fucking shield.
That's because he likes punching down on those who are weaker than him.
And and that's what I'm saying, is like, it's all women. It's all women and AFABs. Like, I couldn't help but notice that pattern.
You were the only one that was tone policed in that video.
Yeah, exactly. And this is the thing, right? I've talked to a couple of people about this, like, I have issues, and you rightfully could have issues with, Jar's tone. With the way that Jar treats these things like dramas to be won, instead of things that genuinely hurt people. It's something that I want to talk about in that video. Like, but doesn't tone police Jar. Meaning to follow for a while. Love your art, by the way. Thank you, Mac. I appreciate that immensely. Welcome, welcome. Notice how he never brought up the effect that shit had on you, only focused on tone. He knew that if he brought the ward stuff, he would have been dogpiled. Well, yeah, for sure.
Well, there's a reason why he won't do it to Jar. Because Jar has seen the glory of the cleansing of YouTube, debunking SJWs and feminazis too. I mean, obviously.
Yeah. Like, it's this notion that, like, never steps to other men. Or AMABs. Not ever. Not ever. Only to women and AFABs. And I think that's super interesting, and nobody's pointed that out.
When an
Actually,
AFAB
one
was
person-
his biggest fucking defender when before we knew about the other shit.
Actually, there was one person who did. Peaches has been saying it for a while now. It's always AFABs.
It's always AFABs and women.
Yeah.
But he uses...
Because I also noticed,
Oh, go ahead.
listening back to the call that happened in Senate with Spocker, yeah. Did it to Sarah, too.
Yeah, as soon as Sarah starts talking, he starts listening. And it's because Sarah has a masculine voice. Like, I swear to God, that's gotta be it. Because and he hides behind them, too. Like, every time. Because I pointed it out because he does it to Susie. He's like, oh, well,
Yep.
Susie made all my points for me. Well, Ponder is going to be the one to absolve me. Oh, well, Jinx is going to be the one who, like, translates all these points for me and gives me my ass pats. Oh, my fucking, oh, Spooter doesn't think this, that, and the other. Exactly. It's always women. It's always women and
Speaking of which,
AFABs.
I need to go back and listen to the calls I had with Spoctor's, previous sister Jinx, because I need to go listen to that again, and I need to see if I can find this person.
Person holding his hand in the Senate call was AFAB too, I think. I hated listening to him be coddled. Nothing
Yeah,
on my
that's
RPGs,
Jinx.
obviously. Yeah, that's Jinx. And I made a point of it, is I'm like, let the motherfucker sink or swim. Like, because it's so fucking infuriating listening to that call. I'm so glad that I wasn't in that call. I'd have lost my mind. That shit would have turned.
Would have too.
That shit would have turned so fast. We wouldn't have gotten half the shit that we did if I'd been in there. I would have lost my fucking mind. But, like, Jinx restates, like, exactly the same point that fucking Sarah and Peaches are making, but is, like, adds shit tons of asterisks and caveats and ass pats to make Spoctor, like, not seem like the bad guy, and oh, all of a sudden I know. I understand. I get it. Oh, now I get it.
Imagine being a grown man and having to hide behind a literal child.
Ugh. That's not the video, by the way. That video is going to be fucking evergreen. No, I have a different video that the back end of is going to blow like nobody's fucking business now that I have access to secondary info. But that one I don't want to make too public, just in case.
Can you message me what it is? Because I'm dumb.
Yeah, sure. But we're gonna play a little closer to the vest, because if that one gets in, into the right hands before I'm done with it, it's gonna turn into kind of a fucking clusterfuck, and I really don't want to deal with that.
Who does?
Because it's going to... Well, because making the fucking thing is gonna take forever. Tomorrow's amputation.
Amputation, what?
I'm doing my Goretober.
You're... Sorry, for a second I'm like, wait a minute. Ooh? Yes. We actually have brand new information on that. You should really check the server archive for, because it's starting to make sense why this person has no problem with predators in their midst. I was passed some information about that, but the person who came to me about it, the alleged victim, like, didn't give me anything of actual, like, solid evidence.
No substance.
Even looking through their DMs, it was them flirting with this individual, not the other way around, that I could see. So they didn't do it like a sane person. They didn't do a normal chat export. They just turned on the camera and scrolled through their chat. So very difficult to get a hold of.
But with this in particular, my shit is with Spoctor. I don't care how public I am about it, truly, because, like, it's not gonna fucking change anything. Like, if anything, it'll make the fucking video longer, and fucking good luck, dickhead. But, like, with this one, it might complicate things, and I don't want to do that. But I was like, oh, they took the original video down, and I was like, they took it down, and this video was gonna be really long. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's my sign that this was not meant to. And then I was in Senate and was checking, like, mod info, and I'm like, oh, never mind. Never mind. This topic is evergreen, I guess. I hope the artists in my community like to be fed, because goddamn. That one's gonna get hawked off to an editor. Probably Brooke.
Yeah.
I timestamp all of my interjections, though, so it'll be fine.
I have to noodle around a little bit more in DaVinci, but if I can figure out how to fucking do that, it's over for everyone.
He is. I downloaded the new video in case he tries deleting it again. Yeah. I'm fucking... I love the fucking...
Oh, I bet Susie's already got it.
The fucking top comment on that video, because he was like, felt cute, might delete later, and then someone goes, "You promise?" So fucking good. Nobody's having it. Not a single fucking person. And
I think at this point...
I'm glad for it.
Yeah, I think at this point he's burned through any and all goodwill he could have possibly had, and he's just kind of fucked himself.
There's a couple of people in those comments that are like, "Oh, I'm glad to see you back," but like 90% of them are like, "What the fuck are you doing here? Who invited you?
Go away."
He doesn't even go here anymore. But yeah, I wanna, like I was talking with Avi, Avi and I are making a fun commentary, though. We're making a commentary on a bad One Piece video. So that one will be fun. Lighthearted. Jovial, even. But we're just waiting until after Halloween, because after the subathon. Because then I won't be as busy, and we can script. But yeah, that one won't be serious. It'll be just a fun person has bad opinion about One Piece video, which will be nice. And then I have that try-op with Brooke and Aaron soon. Susie!
Speaking of One Piece, one of the voice actors from that was actually at the convention.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, David Sobolov.
Susie has rated us. Hello.
I have no idea what character you play. Sorry.
It's all right. Hello, Raiders. Let me do my spiel. Hello, Raiders! If you're not familiar with me, I am Heaton Mitsuru, your friendly neighborhood eldritch abomination VTuber. I am the Sclera the mother of beholding, and you are more than welcome to my community. I'm a variety streamer. I draw, I play video games, I do various other stupid shit, and you've caught me in the middle of my spooky, scary subathon, where we are trying to get to 400 subs. We are currently at 292 of those 400 subs. Our next goal, let me switch over to the goal screen real quick. Our next goal is that I will be drawing Slender House fan art, with our maximum goal being that I will do a whole stream where we create, where I create a mascot horror game. David Zablov plays, oh, he plays Kaido? Rad.
Yeah, he did Depth Charge in Beast Wars and like several other characters in other iterations.
Nice.
Gary Chalk was there too. He's always nice.
Love Kaido. One of the best One Piece villains so far, TBH. I really like Kaido.
I actually got to surprise one of their guests.
Oh, yeah?
And one of their guests, for the first time he's ever been to a convention, is Victor Caroli, who you probably wouldn't even recognize the name of. But I bet if you heard his voice, you would. Have you ever seen the original Transformer movie from '86?
Bits and pieces of it.
You know the intro when he talks about it is the year 2005?
Yes.
That's Victor Caroli.
Nice!
And a few months ago, I found myself in possession of a VHS tape where he did the voiceover for it, and it was intercompany Thundercats promotional video. He completely forgot he did it. So it was fun to just remind him, like, hey, you've done so much, you probably don't remember this. I found this. I've uploaded it on YouTube if you want to listen to yourself from 40 years ago.
Oh, my
they-
favorite recurring gag is that I want to see Crispin Freeman start doing cons again. Because if I see him at a con, I've said for years, I want to walk up to him, shake his hand, and be like, hey man, I've loved you in like tons of anime, but my favorite role of yours is when you played the Second Coming of Christ, and see if he even fucking remembers that.
Oh my goodness.
There's no way he remembers. No way. It'd be funny. The other one being, we were joking that because JJK has gotten big, I want Lex Lang to start doing the con circuit again. And I'm like, all these fucking babies! All these babies are here because you're Gato! I don't give a shit! I'm here for the best role you've ever done! I want you to sign my Kenshin merch!
Speaking of JJK, what do you think about the new death battle that's happening?
Who is it?
One of the main characters from JJK, he's got white hair versus
Oh.
Makima.
Gojo versus Okay, Gojo versus Makima has been a big one. A lot of people have talked about it, and I think it's ridiculous because Gojo just fucking sweeps. Like, it's...
Yeah, well,
It's not even like... Like, the problem is that it's not even, like, mildly comparable. Because, like... Fucking... Makima's shit is scary. Do not mistake me. But, like... It's just... She's nothing. She is nothing in the face of infinity. It's just not happening.
Isn't Gojo primarily a hand-to-hand combatant?
He is primarily a hand-to-hand combatant, yes.
Doesn't Makima need, like, slaves to essentially do what she wants?
No, she can do stuff hand-to-hand, but her shit is more... Well, because she's the control devil. So her shit is that she manipulates others. She's a puppeteer, basically, is her powers. If she has complete dominion over you, then, like, she can do whatever she wants with you, and that's usually where she does her shit.
Oh, so she's a Twitch thought. Okay.
Yeah, effectively. And much like some particular unscrupulous Twitch thought, she does in fact groom minors anyway.
Fantastic. Yeah, I know I took a look at the Frieza versus Megatron death battle, and I have my quabbles there. Weird matchup.
I love that, how fast the community turned on Makima. They were like, wait a fucking minute. She's being weirdly predatory to this 16-year-old boy, and we're like, yeah, welcome to it.
Yeah, I remember some cosplayer before they got to that point was like really happy doing that cosplay, and then she found out what this character was. She's like, oh my god, I regret everything.
Oh yeah, she's for sure a villain. Like, but it's just really fucking... the switch up is great. It's like, why is she sexually preying on this child? It's like, well, because she wants his superpowers, so it's not a sexual thing for her, but that doesn't really help anything, because she is using sex to manipulate him.
It's okay, officer. I wasn't attracted to the child I sexually groomed.
Exactly! The bit is like, well, she's not, like, into him, and it's like, no, she's not, you're correct, but she is sexually grooming him so that she can get what she wants out of him. That's not good.
I had one creep try to pull that excuse, like, well, I'm not a pedophile because I'm not attracted to, like, the body, I'm attracted to the personality.
Dog,
I hate them.
I hate that.
You're attracted to the not fully formed personality of a child?
You're attracted to the developmental limitations of a child? That's not a good, that's not a good answer. That's not a better response. In fact, I would argue that's worse! Like, are you dumb?
Well, I mean, yes, he was dumb. He was.
Fucking unbelievable. I love that. I'm not attracted to the...
I mean,
Makima.
it's
Kakima.
not-
Terrible.
It's not as funny or bad as the Thomas the Tank Engine guy, but it's up there.
God, I wish. Well, yeah, she makes Denji, like, the dog shit is metaphorical, but, like, it's still weird.
I had one weird incident happen at the convention if you want to hear about it.
Oh, absolutely. Always.
Okay, so it's a Transformer convention,
Mm-hmm.
which means not only are there boomers, but there's also very neurodivergent individuals there.
Mm-hmm.
And what a lot of these people do at these conventions is they do something called a parts party, even though it's not about parts, where they essentially get in the hotel lobby and they buy, sell, and trade the Transformers they personally brought. And there's one individual who was looking at a table, and his roommate or friend was trying to get his attention, so I wound up tapping him on the shoulder. And apparently that upset this guy, for whatever reason. So on his way around, he shoulder checked me and kept walking. And I actually completely forgotten that had happened until the very next day, where he walks up to me in the line to the dealer's room and like really sheepishly like, I want to apologize. I was upset. And I'm sorry I shoulder checked you. That was wrong. And I'm like, well, I wouldn't even remembered if you didn't bring it up. Then in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, man, he's lucky I wasn't in a bad mood. What a stupid thing to do just because some dude taps you.
Props to him for fessing up and apologizing, though.
Right? Because otherwise, I probably wouldn't even have remembered it. But, you know, the fact that he apologized is kind of nice. But, geez, don't do that to somebody. You never know who you're going to do it to. You might just reach back and clock the guy.
It's true.
Yeah, and the nice thing about these old boomer conventions is nobody gets too stupid. The worst thing we had to deal with was having to let a neurodivergent person know, hey, lower the volume. You're wearing headphones and you're louder than you think you are.
Relatable goddamn content. Well, Fujimoto's always saying grooming is wrong. It's a recurring it's a recurring pattern that, like, he's like, ah yes, my horrible villains that manipulate the youth, yeah, they're bad people.
That video I sent you.
Mm-hmm.
Can you guess how much that thing was?
Obscene, I'm sure. I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna guess high. I'm gonna say $400.
No.
How much?
1,200.
What?
It is a like 1.5 foot tall, completely motorized, goes from dinosaur to robot, several sounds, can move, can do commandable prompts. He's a big boy.
Unfucking believable.
Yeah, I just like the fact that in the middle of transformation he just face planted.
Me.
Yeah,
Flop.
I haven't even seen this, and you said 400, and I was like, that sounds like a low ball.
It is like for Transformer stuff. It depends. This is Robosen, so it's all completely robotic. It's actually really cool. I'd never buy these things because I think long term, like if I have this for 10 years and something breaks, how the heck am I getting it fixed?
True.
But like, there were Transformers there that were going anywhere from 1,200 to 3,000, so it's nothing unusual.
Oh, God. And I thought the fucking retro games market was scary.
I can argue that retro games is different because it's more predatory.
It's for sure. Fucking $800. Wait, you know what? Hang on. We're gonna test something. Give me a minute. I keep saying $800, and we keep talking about it. What is it going for right now? Give me a minute. Rose in box. Inbox. Okay, low end, we're looking at like $200. Inbox, a graded copy of Rule of Rose. Inbox, $1,700.
All right, then. There was a watch, just a little child's watch, at this convention that was 800.
I fucking Yes, I will be legally, yeah. I, with all of my streamer money, will be legally acquiring a copy of Rule of Rose for $1,700 so that we can play it. I totally will not be emulating it. What are you talking about? That would be illegal.
Do it anyways. Corporations aren't people.
Well, it's the fucking, this one sucks. It makes me so sad because it's such a good game. But, like, because it didn't sell particularly well, and then became a cult classic after it sold badly. So that means that there aren't a lot of copies you can get, which is part of why the price is jacked up so goddamn high. My favorite example is I paid fucking $100 for an in-box copy of Silent Hill 4 purely because I love that game. It was my introduction to Silent Hill. Are you gonna watch Godzilla -1? I know you're a Godzilla fan. Big Mac's
I
curious.
haven't decided yet. I haven't decided yet. It's mostly due to time than anything else at this point in life.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
Can I detract for
Godzilla.
2 seconds?
Go for it.
So there's this young black cat sitting on our walkway, and Gigi is huffing.
She's fluffed. Huffing. Angry. She's been dealing with the assassino. She hates it here.
The cat's just staring at me.
Have we
They do that.
told you about the assassino?
There's much in the way of your lore that I do not understand. So I will mute and you will tell me.
So, for those of you who are unfamiliar, including Lio, there is a cat in our neighborhood that wanders around. I've been wanting to draw the named animals, do like a little fairy like children's storybook designs of all the animals in the area that have names now, such as the ambassador. But the assassino is he's a tuxedo cat. He's black and white, and he's got a spot like right next to his mouth, like a fucking Bond villain. He's got like a beauty mark. And he
A mole.
a mole. And this motherfucker keeps coming back to our house and sitting in our backyard and harassing the chicken. He keeps sitting in the backyard on the fence to bother the chicken and make her uncomfortable and harangue her.
And has been in our backyard doing shit.
And, like, yeah, is, like, poking around in our backyard. So we've dubbed him the Assassino, because it's like he's here to assassinate the chicken. Because
Because reminder, our chicken is from the streets.
She is from
not a joke.
She is from the streets. She is a fucking refugee. So we have dubbed him the Assassino, because he keeps showing up to try and harass the chicken to death. And Gigi hates him. She keeps sitting in the back and meow.
She hates anyone that comes. She will hiss and do that at like delivery people. She does not. If you're inside the house, she'll be amicable, but like she does not like people coming in on her turf. Like this new kitty around the block.
No.
Didn't you?
She does not like him.
There's a different tuxedo cat that's an outside cat, but does not have the mole, so.
Yeah, we've seen him on walks a couple of times, but that's not him. We don't know if the Assassino, if he's a stray or if he's just around.
He's got gangly long legs.
He's got long legs, and his little beauty mark. And he's an asshole. He keeps trying to get our chicken. But the named creatures at this point are the Assassino, who we have just told you about, the Ambassador, who is a large, he's a big rabbit that keeps, no, he's a hare. He keeps showing up in our backyard every so often. I haven't seen him in a while. I hope he's okay. He might be bunkering down now that it's getting colder, though, too. Then we have, we have what I've been calling them the mourners, because we have a couple of mourning doves that come and hang out every so often.
We need to start naming the fucking frogs
Oh yeah! Fucking
at this point.
this is so fucking funny. So yesterday, or a couple days ago rather, fucking minding my own business, refilling the chickens' water. And there's just a fucking frog in there. Just a whole ass frog.
In the container part, not the bit where it's like in the little trough.
Yeah, there's a bottle on top and then a trough on the bottom, and you turn it upside down to set it up, so that way it trickles water into the container underneath, so that way she can drink. So gravity does the work. In the water bottle part, the part that is screwed on and sealed off, inside of there was a fucking frog. And it scared the living shit out of me. I do not know how that little bastard got in there.
Especially when Senorita will peck at things.
He was alive and well when I deposited him into the grass. Should also draw the home invaders, the fucking starlings that used the gap underneath her door to go and sit in her house and almost got their fucking fades run.
There was like 4 or 5 of them in there.
There were 5.
Okay, so there was a picture I posted on Twitter last night, but I'm going to send to you directly because it's one of my favorite pictures because of the chaotic energy it has. So give me a moment.
The Diver. It's a thought of Heaton as a children's book author. I would. I've said before, part of the reason that I want to start where I do with my shit is that me. me at cons.
Like, there was a vendor's booth, and they had a kid with them, obviously, but he was under the table and just like this phantom arm, like grabbing Transformers, like amazing.
Hang on. Let me show stream. What a fucking... Me. Me when I want to be in the dealer's hall, but I'm overstimulated. Okay, Google, set a timer for 2 minutes. Can't you fucking imagine? Just the fucking minding my own business and then yoink. That would scare the shit out of me. I would lose my fucking mind. Oh my god. So, oh, what else was I going to say? I had a thought. Oh god.
It's about where you want to start, where you are.
Oh,
with
yes,
your
yes,
stuff.
yes. I want to start where I do because, the thing is, right, I want to start somewhere that is sort of in between, all of the things I would like to do. So I would like to, I'd like to do something that has horror elements, and as well as doing something that is like that has elements of romance, of drama, of intrigue, because those are all things I like to write. So I want to start somewhere that is sort of in the middle, because I want to not be pigeonholed by my first work. And not even in like, it's going to be so successful. I don't want to become Toby Fox and be the RPG person forever. No, it's not even that. It's just, if I find success later down the line, I want to demonstrate I want to open on the foot of something that I feel like is a good encapsulation of my strengths. okay, Google, stop. But also is a good encapsulation of, like, a lot of the areas in which I like to work. So that way, like, if this does succeed and I want to do, like, and say I decide that Monster Match should be number 2, then I can go to somebody else and be like, this is the next game I want to make. And they can see from En Passant, they can be like, oh, that's, oh, she's capable of doing that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people get stuck in... One of the stories I keep hearing is that you get stuck in publishing, especially with, when you do one thing that hits big or is popular, you get, like,
You basically get typecasted.
yeah, your work ends up getting typecast, and when you want to branch out and do something else, then you do not get as easily approved for, for that kind of work.
Unless you're the guy that fucking made Tattletale, like, holy shit.
Right! Like, fucking, it happens a ton. Like, it's harder, for example, for, like... Oh, you know what? You know what's a great example of that? Are the people who made Hi-Fi Rush. Like, a lot...
They made the Evil Within.
They made Evil Within. But, like, in indie publishing, a lot of the times, it's like, I made this really successful horror franchise, and you go to your publisher, and you're like, now I would like to make this comedic, like, rhythm-based character action, and they'll be like, no. What are you talking about? It's harder for you to secure funding past that because they see, like, well, you had a lot of commercial success doing this, we don't want to take the risk of you doing something else. So that's why I want to try and start somewhere kind of in the middle. So that way when I branch out,
like, yeah.
So that way when I branch out, not if when, I have the proof to those people that, like, I have the proof to publishers and the like that, like, I can do more than one thing. If I decide I want to lean more into horror, or more into drama, or more into romance, then they have evidence of my capability of doing something else. Or Scott Cock and Ball Torture. We're not calling him Scott Cock and Ball Torture. Shut up. But yeah, it's why that's where I'd like to start. I thought about it for a while, because, like, objectively, there are some other things in my back catalog that would be easier starting points for my published work. Like, they'd be lower barriers of entry, for sure, but I think I'd rather start a little higher than a little lower, purely because I feel like if this is successful and does well, then I'll have a more varied... then I'll have a better point to branch off to do other stuff.
Yeah, me
too.
And that's really important to me. Is
you doing good?
Eepy.
I'll take a little extra work if it means I get to have more creative freedom down the line.
Are you doing good?
Eepy.
It's
Go back to bed. I made it.
It's partly why, despite all of the advantages of going more formally corpo, I don't really have any intention to anytime soon. Because I feel like if my content gets limited, like, if I'm not allowed to, like... The big thing, right? And this is gonna sound so silly, but, like, hear me out. The big thing for me is if I join and I can't make commentaries anymore, I think I'd be really sad. Because, like, I don't do them as much as I used to, but I like doing them. I like finding... Like, I like that we bumblefucked into that really awful, fucking, One Piece video, and Avi and I get to have fun making fun of this dude's terrible opinions, right? I like being able to talk about things that matter to me. And I don't want the freedom to be able to express an opinion about things that I care about, both in terms of, like, drama and in terms of, like, content. I don't want to have the ability to have a say be taken away from me. And I know a lot of, like, corpo stuff limits stuff like that. And I don't want that. That matters more to me than the money and the exposure in the long run. Being able, if I have to temper my voice on things that I think matter, then it's not worth it. Especially when it comes to, the things I do for, like, for work and the things I do with my platform. That matters a lot to me. If I can't call the community out on its behavior because that's seen as breaking contract, then that's not a contract I want to sign.
Yeah, it could mean that, like, if you wanted to do charity work, you either might not be able to, or they might severely limit which ones you're allowed to advocate for.
And I don't want that. I don't want to have to change... I don't want to have to change what I talk about or the importance I think things have, or I don't... Another big one, right, is I want the room for my community to change my mind about things. Like, I want to be able to have you guys tell me, like, I want to have the space where if I say or do something, if I back someone who isn't good or a product that isn't great or something, I want to have the room for you guys to correct me and teach me and educate me. Because I want to be able to, like, because like I've said before, is like, I don't know, I don't like the word safe space as much as fucking shitty anti-SJWs don't, but, like, because I think it has the wrong connotation. But, like, I want this to be a place where my community feels represented and heard. And where you guys can feel like... where you guys can feel like I'm listening and paying attention. I want you to feel like you're safe here, like you can have an opinion on the content that gets put out, and so that, like, and again, so that, like, if I say or do some dumb shit, then you can grab me by the face and be like, Streamer, no! Gregory! Where are we? You know what I mean? I want the space for the room to change my mind. If something happens and you feel like I'm not living up to an expectation or that I'm doing something wrong or following the wrong trend or something, I want to be able to be taught and I want to be able to teach. I want to be able to educate and be educated. That kind of shit matters to me. Again, like, especially as a horror creator. This is a big thing that I've talked about. Like, something that's super important to me on my platform is making horror content and making it so that it is... Again, accessible isn't the right word, because by its very virtue, horror content isn't particularly accessible to everyone, but, like, you know what I mean. Like, making it less intimidating and dealing with some of the negative stigma of the horror community. I want the community to be a place where we can all enjoy the grim and the macabre together. I want it to be a place where you are safe to... I want it to be a place where everyone is safe to explore that side of their mind of thinking of content. Where you don't have to be afraid of being aggressively traumatized in order to just, like, have fun. Telling you that streaming's a bad thing to eat. Like, exactly. Like, the good joke is, like, some streamers don't want to be censored because they want to say slurs. I don't want to be censored because I want to be able to have loud and aggressive opinions about anime and horror media. We are not the same. I don't want to be censored because I want to be able to tell the streamers who say slurs that they're pieces of shit. We are not the same. I will hydrate, thank you, Sundari. Also, yeah, I know Slay the Princess is out. We're gonna play it tomorrow.
You know Justin's back to work because he's singing.
We have stuff to do tonight, so today will be only this, but the plan is tomorrow, because I don't have anything planned for tomorrow evening. We're gonna go. We're just gonna play Slay the Princess until I'm tired. Support my time lapse. There we go. Oh, we've done it!
Huh?
I did it!
You did do it. You got cut off mid squeal or something, so I was unsure of what had occurred.
Alright. Meme review. Okay. So let's see who I will send you off to this morning. Who's live? Who's live? Who's live? I'm gonna send you over to Star Pirate. Is doing Miku Monday? So yeah, we'll send you over to Starpy. So, as previously stated, tomorrow's prompt is amputation. I know who I'm going to be drawing for that. And then after that, in the afternoon, we're going to be playing some Slay the Princess! I'm so excited! I'm so excited! So I'll be seeing all of you then. For now, be polite to Starpy, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye!
Goodbye.